Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. It's good to have us here today. In a bit, we're going to go straight into our conversation for today, and we're going to have our hosts join us, our speaker join us, which is amazing and incredible. And yes, we're excited to see what we will be able to do today. So, my name is PraiseGod Omoregie, and I'll just do this now so you can see my face. Yes. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you here with me today. Okay, this is YouLead Project. And one of the things that we do here is we inspire people to make a change in their lives and to improve themselves and to get better. And one of the ways that we do that is helping people to access their better potential, their best potential. And we're having a series as YouLead Project Port Harcourt to help people get the best out of life. First on our list of people who are going to talk to us and inspire us with their experiences and their story is none other than the founder of YouLead Project, YouLead International, Mr. Martins Iyekekpolor. And just before we have him here, I'm going to share a bit, talk a bit about who he is, and we're going to welcome him to chat with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, which I know you are, I'm going to share his bio. Martins Iyekekpolor is a human-centered design specialist with the background in agile project management. Martins has designed and implemented various projects that have supported the growth of over 45 health and technology startups in Nigeria with partnerships from organizations like Meta, Bill Gates, and Melinda Gates Foundation, MIT, etc. He designed and supported the implementation of AfriPlastics Challenge and coached over 30 startups for ChallengeWorks UK. Most recently, he supported the HCD scale-up for UNICEF across Nigeria, Niger, Nepal, Sudan, and South Sudan. He supported in building the world's largest community of human-centered designers, Proportion Global. Martins is a 2023-2024 Chevening Scholar, currently pursuing an MSc in Public Health for Development with the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, University of London. He is set on developing and driving the adaptation of tailored solutions in public health, education, and youth employability to improve impact and collaborative prosperity in Africa by 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, to take us on the topic Go Global, Accessing International Opportunities, please make welcome with a big round of applause, a big standing and sitting ovation, Mr. Martins Iyekekpolor. I'm sorry, we have a little technical issue, and we will just resolve that now. Give me 1 second. Okay, while that's going on, we have a few people on the call today, and we'd just like to acknowledge everybody here today. So there's Annette. Hi, Annette. How are you doing today? It's been a while. It's good to see you again. Hi, Mirabelle. Welcome. Favor Sevenge. It's good to see you. Brilliant. Emanuela Ezike. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Yes. And then we have Emmanuel Friday. It's good to see us all here. Um, just for a bit before we resolve the technical issues, let's do something really, really interesting. So if you would type in your name, where you are, what you do, and what you'd like to gain from today in the chat box, just so we get to know each other and get to connect with one another. Names, where you are, what you do, and what you'd like to get from today. I'll go first. My name is Praise God. I am in the University of Lincolnshire, UK, and I'm doing my master's in education. And I want to learn how to scale on where I already am and go more global with the work I do in the world. That's me. Who else would like to share in the chat box? We're looking to read. Welcome, Favor. It's good to see you. It's good to have you. Hi, sorry. So yeah, names, where you are, what you're doing, what you'd like to gain from today. Thank you. Okay. Favor says, I'm in Port Harcourt and hope to get clarity on how to move my skills from the local space to the international space. Thank you very much, Favor. We hope you get that too. Anybody else? I can see several people on the call. Hi, Annette. It's good to see you. Let's see. People. Let's keep the energy going. Okay. Welcome, God's Power. So yeah, we're just doing introductions and getting to know each other. If you would put down your name, where you are, what you do, and what you'd like to gain from today in the chat box. Is there anybody else? Welcome, Mr. CI. All right, then. While we're waiting for people to pop in their introductions, we're just going to play a short video that tells a bit about what YouLead is about and what it is that we do here. And we will come back to what today is all about. All right. Thank you very, very much for sharing. And we're just going to read through and see who we have here and get excited about who we have here. Who knows? There might be somebody in your space and we just get to connect with them. So we have Favor, who's in Port Harcourt and hopes to get clarity on how to move his skills from a local space to an international level, which is incredible. Welcome, Favor. We have Emanuela Ezike, who is currently working as an evaluator in the United States and came to be inspired by global leaders. Amazing. So we already have people who are on a global platform that we can learn from. We have Gospel Onovia, who is currently joining in from Warri. Amazing. And is looking forward to gaining insight on today's topic. Annette Jessa is in Warri Delta State. She is a procurement personnel and a fashion designer. Interesting. Give 1 second. And today she hopes to learn about identifying and accessing global opportunities. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. And please feel free to share the link with your friends and let them know that something like this is going on here, just because I think, and I don't just think, I know that this can be absolutely phenomenal. This can be the one thing that will give you practical tips on how to scale. So the link is in the chat box if you will just copy it, paste it on your WhatsApp status. We'll take 1 minute to do that. Put it on your WhatsApp status, put it on your Instagram story, and then we'll get back and we will continue. My name is PraiseGod Omoregie. I am going to be your host for today, and I trust that we will have an amazing time learning practical insights on how we can take the awesome things that we already are doing. Because from the bio, from the information put up here, I can see that we're already doing amazing stuff. So I look forward to us being able to take the amazing stuff that we are currently doing and scaling them on a global level. So quickly, take the link, share it on your WhatsApp status, share it to your Instagram, share it on Twitter or X, share it on Snapchat, share it everywhere and anywhere. And we will get started in a bit. Welcome, Esai. Esai is in Lagos, Nigeria, and she hopes to gain knowledge to access global opportunities. It's good to have you here. While that is going on, while we are sharing and talking about this and tweeting about this and Instagramming about this, just a bit of a background on what YouLead Project is and what we do here. Welcome, Mr. CI. YouLead Project, YouLead International is a resource. I think I want to call it a resource center because what we do is that we help people to take their ideas and their dreams and to make them a reality. So we provide resources, we provide training, we provide teaching, we provide opportunities for people to build and scale on their dream, to get in line with purpose and to get started on the journey of building a life that they will be proud of and that they would be excited to live. And today we have branches across 4 major cities in Nigeria. Drum roll, please. Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, and Benin City. And this meeting is brought to you by YouLead Project Port Harcourt, led by the amazing Favor Osewege. And he's somewhere in this call doing amazing stuff in the background. So we are going to be having a series called What You Need to Know webinar series with the aim of informing, instructing, inspiring you to be the person that we know and you know, everybody knows that you can be. And this is the first on the series, and it's tagged Go Global, Accessing International Opportunities. And we are excited to have you here, but we're also excited about the opportunities to learn and the opportunities to get practical insights that can be applied. So get your questions ready. We will have question and answer sessions where you can answer questions and you can ask questions and get your questions answered. Sorry. Get your comments ready, get whatever it is that you need to know. This is the place to get to know it. In the meantime, while that is going on, if you have not yet done that, let us know who you are, let us know what you do, let us know what you look forward to learning here. If you don't, I see you. Welcome. Okay? And we will get started in a bit. I'm excited. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Hi everyone. Can we hear me? Can we also see me? Okay. I don't know why I'm showing favor sending you on my Zoom profile. Okay. Favor. What have you done to my Zoom account? Okay. Okay.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So let me just get the feel of the folks who are here. So everyone, my name is Martins. And if you're just joining, once again, like I said, my name is Martins. Okay. This afternoon, I'm going to be sharing something very brief and simple on going global, right? I'm going to be sharing for the next 20 minutes so that you can get to see how you can take your business, your career, your course of study, or whatever you're doing to a platform where it is key and significant, all right? I'm not going to be sharing with slides, but I just want to confirm that you all are following and you can all hear me. So feel free to unmute your mic and say hi back to me if you can hear me. You can
Hi,
hear me.
Mr. Martins.
That's Gospel. I see you, Gospel. Who else can hear me, guys? Confirm with a verbal response that you can hear me.
Hi, I can hear you.
Hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So let's take this home. Last week, possibly 2 weeks ago, we had world leaders convene at New York. In New York, they all gathered, and what they were doing was the Hunger 78. Most of my friends were at the event. Some of my friends were streaming the event. And then this weekend, you had UNFPA organize also another event for the girl child to empower females and all of that. And then they selected delegates from around the world to go there and be there to talk about the work that they are doing. And then you also had people getting awards for championing the cause of the SDGs. But you would realize that the SDGs were formulated over 15 years ago, right? It was a derivative of the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals. And what is the big buzzword about all of these goals, and why am I making reference to all of these things? It is because the world as it is right now is a simple button away. The world as it is right now is a simple link away. So the man who wants to go global is not necessarily trying to go global, right? Because the world is already globally connected. The man or the person who wants to go global is just basically leveraging the opportunities already out there that has connected the world all together, right? That then means that if I want to connect all the things that are already happening together, I need to know exactly where my work fits. So I'm sure that in your head, you are thinking, how does this connect to career? How does this connect to business? How does it connect at all? The topic I was asked to talk about is assessing global opportunities. Assessing global opportunities. So the first thing is simple. Anybody who wants to assess global opportunities needs to see the screen I'm about to share. What I'm going to show on my screen is not going to be a slide. It's just going to be a list of opportunities, right, that people are calling for that can be a key opportunity for people to plug themselves into and do something meaningful. So just watch out for my screen for what you're about to see. Okay. Just a moment. Can we see my screen? Please confirm that you can see my screen. Hello, everyone. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
So, equitable health systems. This is a challenge that is put forward, or that's always put forward by organizations like MIT. MIT has a subsidiary called MIT SOLVE, right? And in that particular place, what they do is they release challenges and then they wait for innovators to solve the challenges. Challenges in education, challenges in healthcare, challenges in sustainable energies, challenges in climate change, challenges in several areas, as it were, right? So the question for this particular challenge is, how can we build affordable, accessible, and high-quality health system that serve everyone, everywhere, right? Now, this is basically part of SDG 3.8. SDG 3 is the SDG focused on quality of health and well-being, or good health and well-being. And then the indicator number 8 is focused on universal health access coverage, universal coverage for health access, such that if we want the world to all be able to access healthcare, emergency services, and all kinds of services as are when required in all locations, all right? Now, basically what this challenge is going to do is it's going to allow people to come around for 8 community solutions that they have done with technology that would help people to actually access healthcare. And for this particular frame of time, all right, they're going to get access to fundings to build it. So there's a prize attached to this challenge. So now this is the goal. The goal is there are opportunities like this waiting for, how do I put it? Waiting for innovators to bring on solutions, all right? Opportunities like this exist in every field, waiting for innovators or people who can think to bring up solutions, right? So I'm going to give you an example of some of the solutions, right, that have been previously selected. Okay, so we'll just click on, okay, which one do I refer to? Let's click on one that's not so strange. Oxygen as a service. This was from last year, right? So, oxygen as a service. This one was focused on maternal and neonatal child healthcare, all right? And so the solution was a health tech startup that is improving medical care by addressing critical touch points in the care spectrum, which means we're supposed to provide oxygen as a service. They're giving hospital access to reliable medical oxygen at affordable cost, right? So what they are doing is that they have a solar-powered micro PSA plant, right, that they are supplying to different hospitals in rural areas, right? This is exactly what they're doing. in Nigeria, right? So what they developed is simple. Number one, they were highlighting the micro PSA plant used in places like Nigeria. And then they were partnering with Oxygen for Life, an NGO that was actually going to train people how to use the plants to access the oxygen. And then they were doing advocacy for respiratory illnesses so that people can get access to affordable medical oxygen. A simple solution like this has been pitched, and I want you to watch this pitch in the next 2 minutes. All right, I'm going to pause to be sure that you can all hear me still. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Great. So I'm going to play the video. Just let me know if you can hear me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chevening Scholar, and I am co-founder of Port Harcourt. At Port Harcourt, we are helping hospitals simplify the sourcing and distribution of medical oxygen. In 2014, I had the privilege of working in Nigeria as a clinician, where I was faced with care delays incredibly unbelievable, beyond what I thought was ever possible in my 10 years of practice. This is the reality for so many people in this part of the world. We are here going to 5 different hospitals in the hopes of finding medical oxygen where they had an asthma attack. Just imagine for once you walk into a medical facility hoping to seek care, only to be told that that does not exist. Care delays such as cost, access, and hospitals' unpreparedness to respond are one of the things that cause these issues. In Nigeria, over 140,000 under age 5 children died as a result of hypoxemia-related mortality. Hospitals, in fact, are not prepared to diagnose these patients or even treat them as they present. The oxygen insecurity is complex, but it boils down to asset distribution, skill sets, energy, and cost. A lot of people are solving this, but they're only solving a subset of the problem. How we are different is that HealthPort is helping hospitals create an end-to-end solution from diagnosis up until patient discharge. Our solution is low cost, it's portable, and it's innovative, bringing the next step for hospitals that need it. We are using the O2Q, which is a solar-powered micro PSA plant, to manufacture oxygen on site for facilities, so they do not have to worry about transporting oxygen. We also support these hospitals with skill sets such as biomedical technicians so that they can maximize the use of this resource. Together, we can help these hospitals provide more efficient care. We're positioned to meet patients exactly where they need us. This is by integrating at different levels of care. In the past 12 months, we have partnered with 15 different hospitals to decrease equipment delays where equipment is not functioning, to decrease the time that it takes for physicians to connect the patients to oxygen while increasing clinician productivity. We have maintained successfully 95% oxygen availability. In 12 months, we are hoping to replicate these findings and scale to reach 15 additional hospitals, decrease hypoxemia-related mortality in pediatric patients by 50% in partner facilities, as well as reach another 500,000.
Did you guys hear that, everyone? Please confirm that you heard everything that was said during the share of the video. Hello? Did you hear everything that was shared on the video?
Yes, sir, we did.
Great. First point, if you're going to go global, become obsessed with solving a problem. Become obsessed with solving a problem. All right, generally, you want to become key on solving a problem. That is what you want to hold. That is what you want to hold. And that particular tip I just gave is the key to everything. Is the key to everything. The reason I'm saying this as the first point based on my personal experience is because I don't know how to tell you leverage LinkedIn, leverage social media, leverage Twitter, Make noise about what you're doing. That's a good tip. It's a great tip. It's fantastic. It works. But what I know is when the world comes to listen to you, they want to know if you have something to offer. Right? And what the world needs now is not people that will talk. It's people that will show what they are doing. And in the search for global opportunities, I wish I could tell you, how do I say it? Go on LinkedIn, go and update your profile, go and find a job and all of that kind of stuff. I wish I could tell you that. I wish I could tell you to pursue a professional career path as a tip for going global. I wish I could tell you that it's a career that would make you succeed. But what I want to say today is professional careers might not be everything. Professional careers might not be everything, but solving problems or problem solving will always be something. Professional careers might not be everything, but problem solving, consistent, persistent, realistic problem solving will always be everything. The next point I want to highlight, I'm going to highlight with a simple example, right, of focusing. Second point is focusing is easier spelled than done. Focusing is easier spelled than done. All right? How am I going to show you this point? It's simple. As at this moment, I currently go to classes by 8 and I close by 5:30. 5:30 to 7, we have Global Health Lecture Series that are done by multi-billion-dollar organizations from across the world, because London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine is one of the most interconnected public health organizations in the world. It has a rating higher than that of Johns Hopkins University in the US, right? And what that means is when it comes to international collaboration for public health, no other school beats their ranking in that regard. Right. So we have all of that. And then there are so much opportunities. You want to be like, oh my God, these guys are coming. This lecture series is going. This opportunity is online. In short, I think we should do that. Right. So that I can illustrate the point that focusing is easier spelled than lived. All right. So I'm going to try to share a screen. I hope you can see it. Can you see everyone? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. We can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So there is a website that you all should already know. Opportunity Desk. I think all of you should know that one. Right. Or you also would know opportunities for Africans. So let's go to both of them. So you see stuff like this. MCW, Global Young Leaders Fellowship, fully funded to the United States. You see programs like this, Atlantic Fellows for Social and Economic Equity Program, fully funded. You see 3 million Technical Talent Program 2023 for Nigerians, right? You see programs like Call for Applications, training within the framework of the ECOWAS Regional Strategy on Employability. All super good and interesting. So I just want to click on anyone just to illustrate the point. So in the category for scholarships, there are several opportunities. In the category for conferences and fellowships, there are also several opportunities. So I'm going to click a fellowship. All right. Applications are open for the MCW Global Young Leaders Fellowship in the areas of education, health, and economic security. The year-long program prepares young people to become leaders of change in their communities through leadership development, global citizenship, self-awareness, and vision planning. About the fellowship, for people between the ages of 18 to 26, not for people like us, we are older than that now. Okay, so what it includes is flights, housing, 3 meals per day, round trip from New York to Burlington, Vermont. People will want to apply for this because it's an opportunity for them to travel and get their passport stamped. I mean, right? It's an opportunity for you to get your passport stamped. So see what I told you as my first tip. My first tip is become obsessed with solving problems, because focusing is easier spelled than lived. So if I see this kind of opportunity, I will want to jump at it. It's an opportunity for me to be in the US, right? To go there. It's fantastic. I can get a letter of recommendation for all the work I've done, right? I can answer all these essay questions, right? It's not really a big deal for me to answer these essay questions, right? I can answer them. I can put in an application and I can get rejected, right? You want to focus on the opportunities that align with where you're going. The reason I say that is because focusing is easier spelled than lived. Everybody tells you that they have a focus, but the truth is everybody is distracted. Everyone is distractible. Everyone is distractible. You have to just follow the English I'm giving you like that. Everyone is distractible. Everyone is distractible means anybody can be distracted at any point in the timeline of their life. Reason being that if I look at the people on this call, it takes one or two things to turn your attention. It takes a simple notification on your screen to turn your attention from what I'm saying right now. It's that easy. It's that simple. Everyone is distractible. That means focusing is easier spelled than lived. That believer or that person or that individual, that young person, that young leader, that business person or that professional career person who wants to be global must learn how to focus. You cannot do everything. 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 You cannot be everywhere. So you need to focus. What will happen after today's session if you focused on education? What will happen after today's session if you focused on public health? What will happen after today's session if you focus on the intersection between health and education? What will happen today if you focus on the intersection between technology and business? What will happen if you can really focus on the problem areas that have been drawing your attention for the last couple of weeks? What will happen? What will happen if you focus on getting a master's for the next 1 year? What will happen if you focus on getting an internship for the next 1 year? What will happen if you focus on completing the courses you have started? You will not be global, but you will be valuable. Before you go global, be valuable, so that when you go global, you will not be making noise. You will not be making noise. And the fact that you traveled abroad for your master's is not what it means to be global. It's not. It's not. To be global means you have the world in your pocket from where you are. It means from where you are, you can reach out to the world. I'll give you 2 examples. Pastor Chris Oyahilome, he can say something right now, right? And the world will shake and tip over because it's global. Reason being that the world will listen because he has something to say. He has something to offer, right? If it's going to be business, then focus on it. If you're not so sure, you can still keep exploring until your attention is super consumed in one area of problem solving. I want to do a challenge for those of you on this call, a focus challenge. I want you to pick out 3 areas of your life where you need more focus. Where you need more focus. Pick out 3 areas of your life where you need more focus, right? And ask yourself, for the next 3 months, should I focus on building my weak muscles of writing, my weak muscles of public speaking, or my weak muscles of social media management? Should I focus on my weak muscles of building web applications, my weak muscles of using technology, my weak muscles of writing grants and proposals? Should I focus on my weak muscles of getting a master's? Focus, focus, focus. Focusing allows you to become super excellent, which brings me to my third point. I will pause for now and confirm if you can still hear me. Please confirm you can hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, there are usually 3 routes that people pick when they want to go global. They can pick internship, they can pick a master's, they can pick professional jobs, they can pick, internship, fellowships, scholarships, right? Are in one category. That is the professional category. Second category, all right? Businesses, all right? Businesses, community advocacy, right? And training, second category. And then the last category, training, right? Training, social media networking, and marketing, third category. So it's either they use masters, fellowships, or internships to push themselves upward, all right? Or they use what? Businesses, startups, or community advocacy to push themselves upward. Or lastly, they use training to push themselves upward. People usually go for the first two and then they ignore the last one. The last one, which is training, is usually the one that is most sustainable. The last one, which is training, is more sustainable and more consistent, that it can feed into the first two areas. But it takes more time. It is much more silent than the other ones, right? So I said all of that to say, okay, I'm checking time I have left. I said all of that to say that what you need is in your DNA, right? Is in your DNA. What you need to do next after this call is in your DNA. And what is in your DNA, right? What is in your DNA? Let's pick D for decisions, right? N for networking, A for action. What you need is in your decisions, your networking, and your action, DNA. It also stands for your biological DNA, right? The subset of all you've received from your parents, the totality of all of those things, all right? It's in your DNA. What you need is in your DNA, your decisions, your networking, and your action. The things that are in your DNA, right, require what? They require training. The DNA requires training. You need to decide to train yourself to make more quality decisions. More quality decisions. Your decisions for training. Your decision to be trained. Your decision to be trained. So let me pick, using the same example on our screen, right? So we have areas here. Leadership development, global citizenship, self-awareness, and vision planning, right? You can pick to get yourself trained in this area. You can pick to get yourself trained in this area. You can decide to get yourself trained in this area, right? There are several areas. You have to pick the one that resonates with you. This is not a lecture session. It's just a short session to tell you what you really need to know. Again and again, you've always heard it, but you really never put it into action. So I'm telling you now that what you need is in your DNA, but your DNA needs to be trained. And after this call, I want you to pay attention to training for the next 3 months. Give yourself to training for the next 3 months. Give yourself to training for the next 3 months, right? What I did was I took out time, in short, and let me say this here, since 2010, since before 2010, I made it a commitment to always read 2 books a week. It was hard. I spent all my salaries on books for all of those years. And by 2013, I took a break from reading books and from buying books. So I read books for straight 3 years. 3 years. I took a pause. I wanted to practice all that I've learned for the next 3 years. So I put them to practice. So I wrote out principles I needed to make my principles. I wrote out values I needed to make my values. I wrote out goals that I needed to, like, for the next 10 years, up until this year. So that 10-year plan expires this year. So this year is a new section for me to look at the next 10 years and plan for the next 10 years, right? So first things first. You have to decide which decisions should you make now that you should focus on for the next 3 months. What should the next 10 years be like for you? What decisions are you going to make? What actions are you going to take? This is what I am asking you to think through. So, the world already has given you areas to focus on. I want to say this, and this is not to throw any shades at any church or make Christians angry or the believers on this call annoyed. Please, I want to be sure that you can hear me. Comment in the chat box if you can hear me, because I want you to hear what I'm about to say. I'm waiting for comment in the chat box if I say it. Okay. If your pastor heard that for the next 3 months, if your pastor heard that for the next 3 months, that you are now developing web applications, and that training is so intense that you go 8 o'clock in the morning and come back by 4 p.m. and you're unable to go for Wednesday prayer meetings, but you still try your best to attend Friday prayer meetings, right? His first reaction would be to be angry that you're missing it. He will ask you, are you backsliding? Right? But that's not the way it should be. It should have been that the church will make platforms available for believers to grow. It should have been that the church should make communities available for believers to grow. When I mean communities for believers to grow, I don't mean a WhatsApp group where people are making noise and I'm posting pictures and posting memes. I mean a place where people are not making noise, but they're actually doing the work. A place where people are not making noise, but actually doing the work. So I have a couple of people that I have given attention to actually training. There is mentorship, where you come and ask a question and say, oh, this is what I want to do. And then the person tells you, okay, this is good, go and do it. But then there is training. Training is, this is what I'm interested in doing. This is the consequence if you don't do this by this time. Training is stringent, but it is what you need now. It is what you need now. Because where we are going in the next 10 years, we'll be in our church praying and posting and sharing church videos. Our pastor will tell us to forward it to our friends on WhatsApp so that they can all see. That's our new form of evangelism, so that they can all see what's happening in church, all right? Okay? And then that's a form of evangelism. And the next thing we will do is we'll be shocked when the policies in our society have been taken over by those that were in the policy-making room while you were busy thinking of how big your church is, how big your conference is, how big your bank account is. Some of you are worried about money. Some of you are worried about your job. Some of you are worried about what your life is going to be. You are wasting your time. That should not be your problem. What you should pay attention to is, why are you here? What are you going to do before you die? What are you going to do before you die? How can you be really relevant? how can you be really relevant? How can you be really relevant? Please, I beg you, no matter what you do, ensure that you remember I told you today to give yourself to training. Find a problem that you really want to solve and don't talk too much about it. Start solving it. As you go, search for answers, ask questions, meet people. That is much more important than any other books you will read. Before you read your next book, decide what training should you have. If you want to be good at writing, start writing. Make the mistakes and read books that can help you correct your mistakes. If you want to be good at making solutions, make the mistakes and read books that will help you make them better. Whatever you do from today, do it with the entire world in mind, watching you. I know that folks are going to come and watch this video. And that's the reason I'm saying this. I believe that we were all meant for something, but it is not all the same. I believe that Joseph of Arimathea, who was a secret disciple of Jesus, was as important as Apostle Paul with all the letters that he wrote. I believe that the fact that he bought the grave to bury Jesus in was a call of destiny upon his life. I believe that that is as important as being a prayer warrior and a worker of the miracles. I believe that Jesus is Lord. And if you're going to be global, you don't have to recycle the solution. You just have to train yourself to be valuable. And when you get to the platforms of this world, you want to have mastery of the frameworks, the way their mind works. You want to have mastery of the value you're supposed to bring. You want to have mastery of the things that you're going to bring out. I wish I could share more tonight, but I'm going to stop here and I'm going to summarize. I wrote down a few points. Decisions make men. Focusing is not as easily done as easy as it is to be spelled. Focusing is easier spelled than done. Professional careers might not be everything, but problem solving will always be key. Everything is figure outable. What you need is in your DNA. Your DNA needs training. Lastly, the ocean of opportunities and the fishing net of creative selection, or the boat of training, will survive any storm. Give yourself time. Stop wasting it. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we say a big thank you for today's session? Can we just appreciate our speaker for today, Mr. Martins Iyekekpolor, for an incredible session. It was absolutely amazing. And like I said, we were coming for very, very practical tips. And I know that we can say that this has been practical. So thank you very much, sir. We are grateful. Does anybody have any questions? And I'd like one or two people to just come up and say what it is that they have taken from this meeting while we wait for us to ready our questions. Please, if you have any questions, just type them down in the chat box. All right. Questions. I think personally, what I'm going to do after this meeting and this conversation is sit down and revisit the books and revisit what I have been doing and just see how intentional I can be more in line with what I've currently been doing. But for all of us here, it's brilliant that it wasn't big words or anything. It was very straight to the point and very practicable, very actionable, that we can just go straight to sit down with the questions. We have questions like, what 3 areas do I need to focus on? We have questions like, what should the next 10 years look like for me? What should I focus on? You know, very actionable points like DNA and things like that we can take with us, sit on our beds this night or on our tables this night and ask ourselves difficult questions or the easy questions and get the answers to. So once again, thank you very much, sir. From all of us here, we are grateful, and this has been really insightful. We'll give 1 minute for anybody who has questions to pop their questions in. And while that is going on, we are just going to display our flyer for the next session. Remember that this is the first of many. We have several other sessions coming up in the What You Need to Know series, and we are excited about it. Okay, there's a question, sir, for you. How can one deal with the feeling of inadequacy?
Hi, everyone. I need to know the specificity of the question. Inadequacy in what? Is there like a particular area of the inadequacy?
Mr. Phil, would you like to? Okay, inputting in applications, he says.
Okay, inputting up applications. All right. Going global. You want to go global. And then this year you picked out 2 applications that you want to make. You want to make one application for Mandela Washington Fellowship. You want to make one application for the Chevening Scholarship. You want to make one application for the Commonwealth Scholarship. You want to apply for the Erasmus Scholarship. You want to apply for a few other fellowships, so maybe Atlas Core Fellowship. And then as you're applying, you feel like, what's going to happen to my story? My story is not really that big. I don't have an NGO that I'm running. So are they going to take me? I don't have a BSc in a very neatly designed course. Are they going to take me? Right? If that is what you mean by inadequacy, I want to say here that everyone feels like what they're doing is not enough. Everyone feels like what the neighbor is having for dinner is more important than the meal that they're about to have. But the funny thing is that if you think about the food you're about to eat, you should be concerned with one thing. Does it have all the ingredients that you need? Does it have all the ingredients you can afford? Is it a true reflection of what you really want to eat? Right? All summing up those 3 questions into one, is that meal what you want to eat right now? Right? Not comparing it with another. Is that meal what you want to eat right now? So that is the same context I always use when people ask me questions like this, because you see, the next person's food fits their taste bud, it fits their cost, it fits whatever they can afford. But my own meal that I want to eat, right, should also do the same. Putting that in the context of applications, it means that if your application has your own story, you know you did not borrow the story, you did not steal the story, you did not lie and say you did what you did not do, right? You did not go and say, I've done this when you have not done that. You were just blowing your trumpet. I know, I see folks who give tips and they tell you, you need to talk about what you're doing. You need to use adjectives to qualify what you're doing. Fantastic. It's good. I believe that less is more. That's my first answer to your question. Less is more means you have to focus your answers around the questions you were asked. And when you feel adequate, the only adequacy you should be feeling is, am I giving the right answers to the questions I've been asked? Right? Am I answering the questions the way I've been asked to answer them? Is this a true reflection of my own story? Is this my actual story? So that is what I should be asking. If this is my story and it's no one else's story, then it's fine. It might not be the best story in the world. I just need to know that I'm telling it well. Tell your story well. And then when you feel really, really, really inadequate, practice, 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 all right? Practice, practice, practice. Practice for the interview. Practice for your next aptitude test. Practice with the failing points or the reviews you have gotten about the bad things or the bad ways, all right? So make the first application and allow somebody review it for you and let a second eye tell you that, okay, this is really not the way to structure it. If you feel inadequate, get correction. If you feel inadequate, ask yourself, is it a true reflection of your stories? If you feel inadequate, ask yourself, do I need more training or do I need more practice? Or do I need both, right? If you feel inadequate, right, focus on your strength and leave another person's strength alone. That's what I know and how to feel really adequate. And then on top of all of this, if you are focusing on your strengths, you are focusing on your practice, you're focusing on your training, you're asking people for feedback and reviews, right? You want to ask the Holy Spirit to help you. You want to ask the Holy Spirit to help you. Right? You want to say, precious Holy Spirit, thank you for boldness because you're my partner, right? You want to ask the Holy Spirit to help you. And if you are rejected by that opportunity, that's fine. There are 1,000,000,001 opportunities with your name on it. So before I put in an application for any opportunity, I need to know it's my opportunity. I didn't apply for Chevening more than once. I applied once because I heard from the Lord. I heard the Lord say to me, between 2022 and 2023, you get a scholarship. So I applied. I wasn't applying because, it has been there for years. I really don't have time to be applying for everything. I'm very focused when it comes to what I want to do. All right. That's what I have to say to you. Okay. Next question.
I hope that has answered the question. Does anybody else have any questions in the absence of which we would talk about what it is that we have coming up next? In the What You Need to Know webinar series, we have just had the most amazing time learning about going global and accessing global opportunities. And up next, with the delectable Andre Binereka, we are going to be looking at networking beyond the rhetoric. The date for that is 28th of October 2023. You don't want to miss that. 28th of October 2023, same 4 p.m. And you will be hosted by the amazing Andrea Isiko. So what you need to know, networking beyond the rhetoric with Andrew Igbinereka. And trust me, you need to be there. There's somebody who I know has this networking conversation down pat. It is Andrew Igbinereka. So don't miss that, 28th of October, 4 p.m. In the meantime, YouLead International doesn't just run YouLead Project alone. Part of the arms of YouLead International is Global Wins by YouLead Project. And we're going to be having conversations around leadership plus study in the UK. It's going to be live essay demo sessions for the 2024-2025 Chevening scholarship applications with current Chevening scholars, and it's going to be today by 7:30 p.m. So if you are interested in that, the link is on the flyer. Please do not miss it. If you're interested in applying for the next round of Chevening, don't miss this. Be there, don't be square, and you will have direct access to information, hands-on information and tips for how to apply for applications. We're not just going to come here and talk, we're going to talk the talk and walk the walk with you with opportunities like this. So thank you so much for being here today. It has been amazing doing this with all of us, and from all of us in YouLead Project. And for the attendees here, we want to say a big thank you to Mr. Martins for taking out the time to share with us. We just heard him talk about his schedule and how packed up it is. So thank you for taking out the time to share with us. Thank you so much to the team for putting this together. And my name is PraiseGod Omoregie, and I'm signing out. Have an amazing, amazing rest of the day. Don't miss 7:30 p.m. today. Link was on the flyer. Don't miss it. And we will be seeing you for the next one on the 28th of October with Andrew Igbinereka. Have an incredible day, and bye.